I'm going to be very blunt with everybody, as it seems like not enough people are talking about the fact that what is going on with our airports right now with TSA and with ICE is that this is all part of the plan to prevent us from leaving the country. Historically, this is exactly what authoritarian regimes do as they're consolidating power. They start to prevent their citizens from leaving the country.
Yes, and they do that by decreasing the amount of time that you spend waiting in line. What does prevent us from leaving the country have to do with so Trump can take power? Because he's already in power.
Today, Trump was presented with a solution to fix everything that's happening right now. He was offered funding to pay these TSA workers to come in and finally do their jobs and fix these lines that are now wrapping around the airport, such as in Houston, and he denied it. And you know what he wants to do instead? He says that if ICE isn't enough, he's going to deploy the National Guard. He is wanting to militarize, fully militarize our airports. And from what we've seen today, these agents have only been out since this morning. They are already patrolling parking lots. They're at the entrances of the airport before security, before TSA, and they're checking people's IDs. And they don't even really have to do a whole lot. Just knowing that that sort of presence is at our airports is going to instill fear in a lot of people and prevent people from even trying to leave. They don't have to do a whole lot. They just have to put their people in there, and it will scare enough people to prevent them from leaving. And eventually it's just going to keep getting worse. It will always keep getting worse and worse and worse.
You could drive to Mexico, you could take a train, you could take a bus. No one is stopping you from leaving. Just go. Here, you are going to watch live time a guy go from anti-ICE to pro-ICE within the matter of about a minute. But first, we're going to watch video footage of a heroic ICE officer saving the life of a 1-year-old boy who went unresponsive and stopped breathing in a TSA line at JFK Airport.
Donald Trump and Republicans have sent ICE agents to airports all across the country. Watch this. ICE agents who are sitting around, standing up, doing nothing to address the airport crisis right now.
1 hour later.
I think he's working on the baby. Oh, we're up with the baby. Thank goodness.
There we have ICE agents at the airport checking bags. I can tell you I would much rather them do this than people in Minneapolis, that's for sure. Let them check bags, let them check ID. I'm all for it. I don't have a problem with it. I'd rather see them here than in Minneapolis. Innocent people, that's for sure. But I will say this, the lines are very low. So these ICE agents are, I guess it's working. I can't say it's not working, but I'd much rather them do this than do what they were doing in Minneapolis, that's for sure. I wouldn't say I'd give this guy a $50,000 bonus, but I don't really have a problem with this, I'll be honest with you, I don't. I don't think they're gonna harm innocent people by doing this, so I don't have a problem with it. Something that the Trump administration has done that I don't have a problem with right here. Easy peasy through the Phoenix airport. No lines. Thank you, ICE.
Get this man a MAGA hat. The midterms are coming up. And it just goes to illustrate how Donald Trump's plan is working, and having ICE in the airports is changing how people are seeing them. Now the whole country can see all of the good that they're doing. These interactions with the regular public are very humanizing. I have a friend who's an ICE officer, and when people try to talk bad about ICE officers, I stop them dead in their tracks and I tell them about what a wonderful person my friend is. And by having them at the airport, it allows for even more people to have more stories where now you can't just speak recklessly about these folks, because more and more people will have positive interactions with them and they'll say, hey, I don't know about these people over here, but the ones I know are very fine people.
Meanwhile,
get ICE the hell out of our airports. Donald Trump has brought chaos into our airport in New Jersey. This is his way of doing things. Chaos, cruelty, and corruption. That is visiting upon us now because Donald Trump won't fund TSA and has brought ICE into our airport. Get ICE out of our airports. It's not good for our customers. It's not good for flyers.
Meanwhile, here at home, we have some good news for TSA officers. DHS announcing that they'll finally get paid this week thanks to an order from President Trump. But airports still seeing those painfully long lines. Madeline Rivera is live in Washington with the details. Hi, Maddie.
Good morning, Griff. Well, clearly Congress remains at a stalemate over DHS funding, but like you indicated, TSA workers should get some relief soon. The department says TSA officers should receive their first paycheck in more than 40 days. DHS saying today, at the direction of President Trump and Secretary Markwayne Mullin, TSA has immediately begun the process of paying its workforce. TSA officers should begin seeing paychecks as early as Monday, March 30th. TSA is grateful to the president and secretary for their leadership to put money back into the pockets of TSA employees who worked without pay. In his executive order, the president declared the situation a national emergency, saying the long wait times and declining morale among TSA workers compromise the country's security. A senior administration official tells Fox the funding is coming from the One Big Beautiful Bill. More than 33,400 TSA workers called out on Thursday, amounting to a nearly 12% national call-out rate, the highest since the shutdown began. Nearly half of the TSA workers at Houston's George Bush Airport have called out. More than 40% of TSA employees at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport have refused to come in. The head of Airlines for America, Chris Sununu, says President Trump's executive order will help restore order, allowing TSA officers to focus on the task at hand and millions of Americans to take to the skies this spring break. However, Congress's job is not done just because TSA officers will be paid. Sununu is calling for legislation that would guarantee TSA workers get paid through government shutdowns. This is now the third time in nearly 6 months that TSA agents have been forced to work without pay.
You can use my Buy Me a Coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy.